Okay, good morning again, everyone. So happy Easter. Happy Easter, everyone. Good morning, good evening.
Morning, Geshe. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, you guys.
Good morning, Geshe.
Yeah, happy Easter, real Robert here. It's Charlotte. Right? Good. Okay, anyway, that's yeah. That's another. Everyone comfortable to sit? Okay. Have you guys meditation? How's it? Do you mind go to a different direction? Can you say again what you guys study? I want to exactly that the meaning.
Mental health counselor.
Color mental health counselor. Mental health counselor.
Temgi todengi karsa labja jangadora.
Oh, that's good. We need like that. We have a lot of counselors for our body, right? Doctors, a lot of hospitals, especially in Massachusetts here. But we don't have much to mental health counselor. Therefore, this is a very great. You guys choose the object. If you have the like that kind of motivation, I'm sure you will become not 100%, maybe 70, 80% the future. Good. 제자 아니 땅강조 또 나중에 시험이나 아니 first I like to say everyone happy Easter. You know, that's very wonderful, right? Usually His Holiness Dalai Lama always advise for everyone. It's very important to respect to all different religions. Your religion, non-religion, respect is very important. We cannot say one religion is best. You say like, I'm the Buddhism, I cannot say Buddhism is the best. It's best for me, but not best for everyone. Therefore, today is like a very big holiday for the Catholic. You know, it's wonderful, hundreds, billions people celebration today. It's also, it's bringing to also families together. So today also a lot of families also have dinner playing together. Therefore, today I'm sure everyone's doing some, you know, good things, positive things to, you know, therefore it's wonderful. We all really respect and wonderful that. Then, as usually, Buddhism is the Nambi Chugi Nala Tachik Chu Nyamle Cheta Mambojo.
So there are many ways we can do the practice of Buddhism.
아니 다 먼저 잠잠치 줄로네 꼬라자야다 차자야다 아니 진대 가지고 레와도 만나 자야다 지금 드르게야 셰고치 요레스.
And so like you can see that so many people engage in doing the circumambulation, you know, of the holy objects and making prostration, you know, to the holy objects, or chanting or reciting mantras of the Buddhas. So that's one form of practicing Dharma as well.
이나 대 야쇼들이와서 나다 대조도 말해.
But is that the main way of doing the practice? No, that's not.
아니 다 산지 좀된 산지 추를 납자대 양간도 추쇼랑기 냠레 제다 치다야 추다 마데베 토네야 알아서 단 잠밀라들이 가서 고야게 냠레 제다지 지요래.
So Buddha's teaching, there's a way to do the practice of Buddha's teaching in accordance with the Dharma. And then there's a way of doing the practice of Buddhism that is not related with the Dharma, or maybe more related with the secular world of these days.
아니 텐제게 다 남이 추던 제 대화대 가르쳐서나 소음도 다 산지 추 견디세요. 간제 산제가 짬로체네 이치체네. 아니 전화 이치에 대한 다 듣고 뭔데 많이 봐지 신의 때 같은데 아니 다 때를 잡수잖네. 아니 공부를 냠들라 나치래.
And so the way to do the practice, in accordance with the Buddhism, is mainly by taking refuge in the three jewels. So in order to do the practice of Buddhism, you have to take refuge in the three jewels. And it's not just like a blind faith refuge, but mainly by understanding the importance of taking the refuge.
아니 다 단계에 내가 안도 차다가 고라지가 제당 지당 다 단계 점으로 쳐가 대단 상마디 또 가르나 만주 셈 주주다야다 셈이야 시대용 시대 답시 말.
And so the earlier when I mentioned about the form of practice, such as circumambulating the holy object, like stupas, statues, monasteries, and so forth, and making prostrations and reciting mantras, and taking refuge as well. So these are all kind of means to achieve happiness, to bring peace in our mind.
제자 다 간도 셈근 제대가 나타나서 라이데 빼는 거죠. 간도 미참말이야 셈는 제대면 발라 때니 야나 셈는 제대 야무나 셈는 시대 에발라 때니 간도 잠블라 이노라쇼 longo.
And so those of you folks who are mental health counselors, that's very important, because mental health is very important. Because of not having a proper mental health or peace of mind, then there's so many problems going on in this world.
당간도 수보를 제대마야. 근데 수보를 나사에 왔다 직 야무나 사탕, 야무나 통탕, 야무나 녀타 직 너는 간도 수보라. 아니 갖다 수보 마대와 용거로 와.
And so in terms of the body, either because of not eating properly, not drinking properly, or not sleeping properly, not doing the things properly with your body, and then you get all these diseases in your body.
Right? 그래서 나사에 가와는 이거잖아. 되는 너는 용거로 와.
So where do these diseases come from in our body? I think mostly come from not doing one of the things that I mentioned here in a proper way.
제자 다 된지게 지딱 칼라 가려서나 팽거 요와 가려사 초고 요와 산역에 매와 아니 수보를 제대까지 장거 요와 다 되는 가서 아니 테리피게 도는 간도 믹다야 도야 뭐요 되는 거 섬이 때 follow check 요로 봐.
And what kind of food we should eat, what kind of drinks we should eat, or what kind of food and drink we should not take, or what kind of exercises we should do, how should we, take care of body. All these things are, well explained, by the doctors and medical science, and so forth, right?
Are you guys going to the gym? Right? Twice a week, every day. The running, yoga, those things to also fix our body. 옛날에 당가도 담리랑가도 미참하게 시대에서 고글라고 미참하게 시대 고운도 카야 차 손에 용도 왔어. 되는 가더라고나.
But nowadays, people all wants to have a peace, right? So we want to have a world peace, we want to have a peace, everybody is talking about that. Everybody wants to have that.
제자가 당가도 셈라 시대 요 레베스나 같이 셈 마시위 같이 셈을 강에 다 되는 가서 지금 아니 소소 라시 자샤와다 같이 되게 셈을 강에 정말 불랭도 와.
So especially the mental peace, right? So we want to have a mental peace, and that's why we, we're looking for that, right? So many people, because of not having that mental health or mental peace, many people commit suicide and so forth, right?
다 땡가서 믹세게 남주 처음에 도대야 돼. 다이는 나도 되나 여기도 사물에 셈을 강에 여러 회에서 계시 되나? 아도 법률에 강에 망가서 외치 보여. 나도 대 미기 랍거래 돼. 나도 참아래.
So that kind of action of committing suicide, because of not having a peace of mind or mental health, is very prominent, right? So I mean that's the one that we think is a mental health issue, but we don't see the other mental health issues that we have, right? So inside here in this room, if you were asked, do any of you have a mental issue? You might say, oh, no, I don't have any mental issues, right?
Right. And then channel similar 시대 요야. 시대 요라.
What about a mental health or a peace of mind? Do you have that?
나도 요라 그러. 맞아 요라 그러. 나 시대 요스.
Most of the time we'll say peace of mind. Yes, I have a peace in my mind, right?
다 전화 채널 강에로 돼 요야라나. 아니 가도 상관없다네.
And then what about any issues? Do you have any issues, any problems? Then you start to think, oh, do I have any problems?
전에 다 나도 지 가디나 지 잡로들라 지 잠만지 와시. 소소 마대야기. 소소는 내가 매지다 나도 지 그래 갑자기 작업 뭐 용도 와.
And then we found there's so many things that we have to do which we don't like to do, right? Which is against our wish, but we still have to do it.
오케이. 제가 다대 가르는 가서 아니 지금 노네 나도 샘나 시대에 와요 거리. 샘나 treatise 와요 거리.
And so that thing that we don't want to do but we have to do, and and then we find this unhappiness in doing things or in general. So that's because of not having a proper mental health or peace of mind.
제가 다 축해 렘바이다. 축해 말렘바다. 나도 남의 축을 남자한테 가져오는 아니 저랑을 지금 시대 고는다. 저런 게 샘때 아니 시대를 내고 답이고 그래서 아니 저랑을야 까지 대화 고요나 아니 샘을 treatise 고요나 소소저 샘때 아니 소소고 따다고요 야고 그래서 라고.
So according to Buddhism, whether you want to have a peace of mind or a proper mental health, you have to control your mind. You have to control your mind. You have to train your mind to bring these kind of good mental health or peace of mind.
다 들링한도 샘나 시대 매야 이제 조직 저도 가르치는 거야. 다들 좀 알아보고 보세요.
And so, what is the cause? What is the main cause of unpeace of mind or not having a good mental health? So this is a question for you folks.
Unhealthy mind. Healthy is, maybe unhealthy mind or unpeace mind. What the main cause? I want to your dialogue. Students from BU. The BU is here. Where I'm from, I'm the BU, it's a very good college. What do you guys think? The one cause? Okay.
Non-acceptance.
So, can you do a little loud?
Non-acceptance.
Okay. How about you guys? Desire? Necharwa? Okay. Anger. Okay. Today I want to learn more answers from them. Okay, because they're looking for what's that? They're looking for the healthy mind. Mental health. It's very good. Yeah. You guys have any?
Unhappiness.
No, as unhappiness. What causes unhappiness?
Isolation.
Okay, take it. What say a little loud?
Isolation.
Isolation.
Isolation. The chibu 내야 되나?
Good.
chibu 소래야 돼. 너로 보면
Okay. How about you? Anxiety for future. They anxiety the cause the same chibu mayo that they anxiety the culture would allow it.
So what is the question is, what is the cause of the anxiety?
Okay, another guy or girl that behind that pillow. How do you that?
Patience.
expectations. Okay. Okay. Do you any change? Is that because we exciting is unhealthy, right? The word cause for me the exciting.
Lack of action.
Take out lack of action and got
Also,
Can you say a little loud?
Lack of action.
Lack of action. That's correct?
Yeah.
Take a lot.
근데 저를 마주 봤어. 저 많이 봤어 나가서다. 저를 마주 봐 가지. 내가 맞아 봤어 그러다. 소소 제거도 맞아 봐야 다 동안 걸 쓰고 왔어 여러분들.
That's good. I think yes. Yeah, this is all things here. Yeah, touch me one. But you guys very good answer. I'm really happy. It's really. Is Buddhism also talking exactly that, those things? Desire the nature the not
네, desire.
Yeah, the one of the 10 non-virtues, one of the root, the desire, attachment, and unaccept, not accept. This is a very good one because we don't accept anything, right? And what do you say?
Control, anger.
Yeah, you. What do you say? Yeah.
Isolation.
This is isolation and loneliness, right? You feel you're alone. Yeah. She's good, she's pretty good. But what she said? Lack action. Yeah, this is the true, It looks like not accept, like some who's hiding that person?
Expectation.
Expectation. Yeah, this is very also good. I'm nothing to talk. You guys all know. Yeah, that's very good. Therefore, now example, how we get out that. This is the good, I believe some. What happened? Sounds very short, right? What sounds right?
The Tibetans next door, I mean, on the other side of the building, probably.
What they're doing? This is conversation. Then we are here. We say study patience, and with us too. More develop patience. 재산이 지나도 돼. 근데 야오니까 간절 다 돼. 지나도 문이 다 지체 조인 받은 거네 다 같이 학교에서 와.
그래서 가서 남발을 셔봐야 다디 가서 가서 디목 내 컨트 상임도.
나 앞에 샤바나 아니 말이봐. 또 미시바세 조이라고 그래서.
So yeah, so all of you guys, whatever you said about the cause of the the unpeace of mind or mental health issue is really good, just as what we hear in Buddhism about the cause of these sufferings. So one of the main in Buddhism that maybe explains a little more than others is the ignorance, So the attachment, anger, and ignorance. So ignorance is one of the main cause. So ignorance means not knowing, not knowing, or especially not knowing the reality. And because of that, then we get a lot of problems or sufferings.
아니 다 되네 셴바지랑 말아서 소수 썸로 소수 더바 될라야 차바슈 좀 뭐야 아무나 된좀 좀바슈 다 된도 없이 차요 그래.
And so like grasping at the view, like one's one view, one's opinion, so like thinking that, oh, this is how it should be, and this is how it should not be. So thinking like that and really grasping strongly on that view.
Example, I look your head, but someone say, oh, you had very
So like if somebody says, oh, your hairstyle is not good, then you feel unhappy, right?
Karna Mandu Samlaya, but the Chang Samla, I'm not saying your head's not good, okay? You have to do other things. But just example, okay? Changa Samla, just something the Yago, just something else.
That's because you think you become unhappy. That's because you think your hairstyle is good. You have that view, thinking that your hairstyle is good.
And the Posa, and the Posa relationship, and it started that this of the Posa Tibo. You just don't change it out some tell that you try to something to tell was.
Especially if you're, a young and a matured person, and you think that that's the the fashion of the hairstyle that you have in that training fashion of the hairstyle, and when somebody says otherwise, then you get angry, unhappy.
Right? Or chairs and that they pitch it up, they show us touch it. That's some of them are Changi Bena, Chang, Terry, idea, Tadi Chayana, and the Michelin, oh, Changi idea, the Almadu, said Dumana, one of some Macaway. Kana Suzu, Tawa, the son, Cherab, like Chapa, Kade, Yamada Chapa, Yamada Tilan, Bashuchi, that they may also go in.
And then same with the other things, like say you came up with some ideas, project or some ideas, and then you believe that that's a very good project or a very good idea, and then somebody else comes and says that, oh, this is not a good idea, then because you have this very strong grasping at that idea, thinking this is a very good idea, and then when someone comes and says it's not a good idea, then you get upset.
Right? This we can through our experience. Then we have to it will really feel like that. Cheda Tendi Chavaina Ane Karu. Tatandi Nadu Tiri Tizan Tedebe, Kanji, Sam Shidebi, Sam Kangi de Masa Tapshir.
And so if we understand this, then we can find the ways to kind of pacify this unpeace of mind.
Okay? Cheda Sam Shide Kandi Tavana. That other chance of the loneliness at all. That they might have checkers now. Mazu Sanda, your Karikajina, Kasho. Jella, Miss Chambalaya, Susu Santa Newachawena, Susu Luli Umare. And Miss Chambala Yichichawena, Susu Luli Umare. Miss Chambala Shante Shuchamachawana, Susu Luli Umare.
And then one of you mentioned about the isolation or loneliness, right? And so in Buddhism, in some way that's good, it's a good quality, to be alone where you can do things yourself. But so sometimes for general ordinary world, we find it a little bit difficult. So if you find yourself being close with others, then you will not feel the loneliness. If you find yourself agreeing with others, then you will not find yourself being lonely. Or if you have a care for others, like loving kindness, compassion, and care for others, then you will not find yourself loneliness. So these are the means, to think about others, to think about the benefits of others, and to care for others. These are like the means, to not feel that loneliness or isolated.
That's more Chabasa. That Chabasa, that was being Sawaji and the Karui. Same like she did materials.
And then one of you mentioned about desire or attachment. So that's very true. It's, the attachment or desire is one of the main cause for unpeace of mind.
That Tiri Mevasavana, that we will necessarily show each other. We will necessarily Hako each other. The Lojo Mambo Majani, Lelo Shia Mare.
So desire or attachment, is a delusional or an afflicted mind, and in order to overcome that, you have to understand the reality. So if we don't understand the reality, then it's difficult to overcome that. And of course, for that, you have to study and practice a lot.
Example, you have the beautiful for water. What do you call this? Yeah. They were kasi chu the lava, you know. And that example, okay, maybe you are not really touched for that. You say, yeah, I have this souvenirs, I can buy one. For example, if you are really strong, touch that. If you lost, you get very upset, right? 제가 되게 아니 콜라이나 라 세바들이 차이나 차 세바들이 되게 내서 소소 셈 잡로라야 대 자디요이나 가서 라와 차와이나 나도 셈 다도 좀 말해.
So, for example, if you understand the nature of that thing that you are attached to, right? If you understand the nature, like it can be broken, it can be lost, So that's the nature, right? So it's not permanent thing, It's not that you will never lose it, It's not like that. The reality is it can be lost, it can be broken, and when you understand that, and yeah, it's something it's something that got lost, that can be lost. And it's something that is broken, that can be broken. It's not like something that cannot be broken is broken. It's not like that, right? So if you understand the reality, then your attachment to that will not be that strong.
제가 가도 남의 주에 지난 가도 셈세대 시당 또 상제 셈세대 뇨모 집하면 셈세다 셈의 뇨문이 가가를 할때까지 셈다 뇨문이 가가래서 이나 당당 가도 셈의 뇨모 다고 잡는 데요. 그러니까 뇨무 제원 제대로다 그때도 가서를 해라고 그래.
So in Buddhism, we talk about mind and the delusions, like attachment. The mind and attachment are separate. It's not one thing. But the attachment is controlling our mind so much that it finds it difficult to separate it. And so what we have to do is separate this delusion, like attachment, from our mind.
아니 가도 미카제는 내차 셔당 때문에 세대 또 sembo 라셔를 대고 소주게 자요 말을 상고나 대 sembo 라시 말에 대 소주자 요이 말에.
And so like attachment, anger, ignorance, these are not the nature of the mind. It's not same as the mind, the same as the mind. It's a kind of mind, but it's not the mind. And it can be separated. So some people, they think this is the nature of mind and it cannot be separated. It's not like that.
제자 대 아니 무유 내서 야만나다 내루 야만나다 무니 무유 강이 받아 아니 로종치 하고 삼로당 곰자월라 때네 무유는 하고니 아니 뇨모도 마 총도요. 그래서 답이요.
So by understanding the reality, so reality means how things really are, how things really are. So if you understand that, you study, so you have to study about that first, and then you have to understand that, and then you have to do the practice or meditation on that. And then when you do that, then you will have the ascertainment or the realization of the reality. So when you have that, then it becomes easier or possible, to overcome those delusions.
Anyway, and you guys have pretty good identified the cause, the unhealthy mind or unhappy mind. This is wonderful. Now we need to we need to understand how to get out of that. And therefore, example I can give you. And then I'm just saying, "Shiwale jagan kepa de sonore." Kati choose you na tell me ka chishi pe. Kati choose me na tell me ka chishi yos. 제가 강에 가려야 봐야. 가서 수수기 아니 강에 될 파 좋다 봐지요이나 아니 텔라 막아와 마치 액셉트 체고를 저는 야요레스. 가서 수수가 강에 돼 사야 매워진 바이나는 아니 텔라 막아지네 팽이 말 대처럼 액셉트 체고를 단다 지난 게 라베티 막 잡주고 야보인 걸 때. 저 선도나 야보도스.
So there is a saying, by this great Indian master Shantideva. This says, if it can be remedied, if it can be fixed or if it can be remedied, then why worry about it, right? And if it cannot be remedied or cannot be fixed, then what's the use of worrying about it? So if it can be fixed, then you don't have to worry. Yes, it can be fixed. You don't have to worry. You just find the ways or means to fix it, and then just do that. Because worrying about it doesn't fix it or doesn't help. And if it cannot be fixed, if it's like that and cannot be fixed at all or remedied at all, then there's no point worrying about it. So worrying will not make it fixed because it is not fixable, and so you should not worry about it. So that's why he says, so if it can be fixed, no need to worry about it. If it cannot be fixed, then no use of worrying about it.
Or not want or accept. Okay? That is it. That thing 단다 창도 치라서 expectations 안에 대변는 거지. 아주 내가 가리지 채워야 나야. 수수 개kel래까지는 수수 남길래까지 랍rel래까지나. 내가 채워는 오게 내가 들이 채워 당할 랍라네. 야만나 개개개. 즉 돌았다. 야만나 진냐바테 드니 용거래 섭대와치. 드니 마셔와 있나? 아니 나도 생각 못 해봐 작으러 와.
And then one of you mentioned about expectation. So of course, we all have this expectation, right? But having the expectation more than we expect, can cause unhappiness in our mind. Like for example, if you have done some work, or say let's you did study very well, you studied very well in your class, and you expect your teacher to praise you about that. And then when they didn't do that, when they don't do that, then you get upset because it didn't meet with your expectations. So you become unhappy.
Okay. 다음에는 막 주다 만대에 세상에 가서 남리게 미리 샤쇼 제단 걸어야 아니 먼저 배운 개발 좀 때문에 제외주다 공갈라자 때문에 같이 로그에 지지는 것도 장학되나 해야 돼 용식을 봐.
So now I'm going to read this praise or advice, from the great master from Tibet called Domtempa. So that is not related with the religion, but mostly with the secular world.
Okay. 다 저런 게 수익된다. 얘는 가리 채다. 내가 가리 채봐야 나았어.
So maybe, if you listen to it and then maybe you might, find that, oh, that's true or that's helpful like that. So it says that whatever, job or work you do,
근데 주 수익채다. 수익채다 채봐야 나았어.
for anybody, for whoever you do this job for,
대랑한테 내가 채워이 세외 아니 소소구치 소소라 지가 라야가 탑시 맞지 해서.
and whenever you're doing something for others, don't expect anything to get back from them.
제가 대타고 의미가 랍자 로니 동감정 했다 랍자 딸 로니 동해 또 랍자 잡셨다 대구 추게시게 말해.
So this is advice given by these great masters, but this is nothing to do with the religion. It's not just, it's not to do with the religion only,
Okay? And you guys got it? Right? If the main thing is, if you do something for others, don't expect something else. Because if they didn't do anything, then you feel, oh, I did a lot of a job. They don't care that you feel bad. It makes not that cheda and then the same can trete the same trete cheda techi pare.
So that's one of the mental health, how to develop a good mental health, not expecting.
And to the Nabagana Kadina Suzuku, Geshe Shetan, Nambu Tendang, Katama, Zambling Mitsamba, Tumbachegure, Stagina, and cannot tap the relay.
And then other advice is that at all times, try to act or speak or do the things in accordance, with the world. So in accordance, with the world means like in the way the world, the worldly people or the secular people do it. So that is to bring harmony, with others. So it's important, to rely on others, right? So you have to rely on others, and so it is, important, to get along with others.
So
I'm not talking about religion now. Okay, this is something that we all need in this world, right?
And
then again, this is kind of a question for someone who feels like they have a lot of knowledge. They are very highly educated. So if you feel like you are highly educated or you have a lot of knowledges,
이나 지난게 지난 연도 연다 있지 요새 요발라 때네 미셔발라 아니 최소당 통주마 제라 봐.
so it's good that you have that knowledge, but don't look down on others, thinking that I'm very highly educated, I have a high level of degree or knowledge, and so therefore I can look down on others. So never do like that.
저도 되는 동도에 저도 로탄데 랍탄도 되는 용도에 메카시 갱에 참보고 레송을야 에 미셔발라 통주셔버리는 동도에 때 치다 룸바들도 빼 유유로 와.
So I don't know. Do you guys see that in like in the college, in the universities, where you see these professors and very highly educated professors, looking down on other people? Maybe not so much in this country because everybody have respect for each other.
어? 근데 추게 지금마다 제가 대제와였나? 저는 그 연대되게 팬도 말이 지나에 집어요 말해서 다 고개 대고 오다.
So again, nothing to do with the religion only, okay? And so if you feel like you are highly educated and you have a lot of knowledge, then you should never look down on others. If you do that, then you will not be happy, and people around you will not be happy either.
다 소소 와대게 잘라라 자신 채무지 여와이 나스. 다들 채무 다처럼 여러 와서 여와이 나스. 여와이 나양스.
And then for someone who has strong attachment, towards their possessions, like say if you have something very, important or something valuable, then, if you are very attached to that, so that's his advice is we should not be so attached, to our possessions.
어머, 저랑 여와이 나스. 저랑 때 단데 저건 나쁘지. 그래서 저랑라 소소 잘라라 잡아주신 뭐 여와이 나양스.
So even if you have a strong attachment towards your possessions,
뭐 쟁기 잘라라야 함시처럼 맞아서요.
even if you have strong attachment, towards your possession, don't, have a covetousness, like don't covet on others' possession.
빼자잖아, 빼라고 자잖아. 자도 랍트라이다 다 랍트라의 시기 빼다 잡아잡아다 대 랍트에 썸데 소소 밤에도 롱시고 오다 되는 맞아요 그래.
So like for example, in the schools, you have a possession, right, of the school, a general possession of the school, which belongs to all the people in the school. So general possession of the school, which belongs to all the people so don't make a use of it, like inconsiderably or without caring about others.
그래서 다때 주도고 나려고 하면 다 소소 넘주 겟기 빼자는 것도 돼도 안 가지. 저거는 다때 따지 마십게. Not talk too much, okay. 단도 채나도 내내 채나도 간에 드링이 내려 용외 구바디 질량 거다. 지지나 채나도 내도 한번 하고 들이 고뇨 텐스로 와.
So anyway, so your purpose of coming here today, you should get something or go out of here with something in your hand. But maybe you most of you have already heard what I'm talking about, and you might say, "Oh, I know this. I have heard about it."
그러나 나도 꼬마새도 젠지 잘라가 함치적으로 봐.
So, like for example, a thief, has a possession, but then he's like coveting, so wanting to have others' possession, and therefore, he goes to steal.
아직 아니야. 지금 소소지기 내가 가래 연바이나 지금 가지 뭐 와도 뉴탱이들이 연바이 나스. 같이 제가 연바이 나야스. 제가 니빠 사마 와도 제가 니빠 요와이 나야스.
So even if you're someone who has a power to control others,
이만나 아니 셋단기 시 춤들의 소체고 그래서
yet you still have to respect the law of the society.
다 소소고 싸싸베 놀대이만 빼나야 소소 제첨보들이 이만이나 양스.
So and if you are a wealthy person with lots of wealth in your possession.
아니 지금 미 마부모다 야 지금 연동도 전에 지금 양미 파초 맹에서라야 세바바지 왔대 내서야 말해서 나와야 말해. 근데
And
시험 그 미치래 잘라게 말해.
then you should not show off your wealth, and make others, who are poor, feel bad about it. So, and this is again, it's not talking about one person, but it's a general advice for all of us.
다 라니 끈지 참아거든. 미처럼 참이야 켈리치야 그심체다 밑에지 바나야.
And if you are someone who is respected or believed by all,
아니 소소질랑 맞아도 총치고 그래서.
should not have arrogance in one's mind.
그래서 달라못 달라기도 나 가디나 나 개노 찌마지 미찌마지 상가 달라마이 미참이 시담 다 사야 동치모 포로 쳐야 되는 것 같아. 책임에다가 미찌마 찌바이 상고요 송도 내가 그래서.
So just like His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, says, I'm an ordinary Buddhist monk. Even though there are like millions of people who, respect him, revere him, but he never say, "Oh, I'm Dalai Lama and so like that." He always say, "I'm just ordinary Buddhist monk," like that. So this is the importance, of being down to earth, even though you are very knowledgeable and has a great influence over others.
오케이, 다 되면 마보시오데 다 타마지는 것도 개도서 말해.
So these are the few of the the advice. There are so many which we don't have time to cover all of them.
I have some questions over here. Look at it. Yeah, one can read. Oh, you have the question. I think you question already here, right?
So they don't need to add the question.
Huh?
They don't.
There are any questions? Oh, what the question there?
First one is, how do you self-reflect?
You got it? What got it?
How do you self-reflect?
Yep.
And that's also 가르쳤다고 그랬어. that's also 멜론 따기라고 하면서 멜론 따기가 어디나 소스 가르쳤다고 그랬어.
You guys look at the mirror, right? Every day. So when love just secretary you're gonna. Me mabu you can so any kadra na ko jabla ba.
There's a saying that when you're among others, among many people, watch your mouth.
가르드나 가 계시 신이지 미 파절로 포치 아니 미 파절로 지원 소리 지원 거다 계좌에 가지고 있어 마시에 송한 거지. 대소도 다 보자.
So watch your mouth means be careful what you're saying, because if you say all sorts of things, it can offend others and make them unhappy. So be careful what you're saying when you're among many people.
No, I think you guys right now, we here right now all paper writing right. They will watch your text message. what word? How is that? What word you use? Right? 특가를 배치 딱 그러면 계좌까지 다보 마땅해. 센 맞이 해야까지 됐다고 그래서.
So you have to be careful what kind of words you type before you send it.
그래서 난 먼저 아니 남중아도 공투 시험하는 절. 옛날 소중 간다기 시험 제대로 깔라 미직 제가 때는 가도 카톡 렌 잡쇼로도 대깔라 sabza 맞나 아니 녹투제 주고 아당에 맞나 따다이 섬죠 아니 제가 다내 차다래.
So because we are so used to the anger, responding so quickly, so we like to immediately when somebody says something, then we immediately respond to them, and without even thinking properly whether it's okay to say it or not. Then later we realize, oh, I should not have said that, but then it's too late.
제가 대 맞으면 해라 아니 소소된 삼무야고 따지 잡아도 내가 좀 모르겠어.
And so therefore it is important to check it and think about it before we say something or we write something.
다 소소 치보이고 셈다 봐. 셈 아니 소소 셈다 삼다. 다까지 셈다 따지 제일 나와요 말이야.
And then it says when you're alone by yourself, watch your mind.
먼저 수수 가르 삼고 수지하고 말 수수 주문다 수좀 다오랬다.
So nobody knows what is going in our mind, right? We are the one is only the person who is thinking in one's mind. So so one thinks a lot of things, when you are alone by yourself.
오케이? 대수수 다보잖아, 지그래.
So then you have to think, what you are thinking, is good or not. So this is like, way to watch your mind.
오케이? 아니 수수 셈나 따제 전에 수수 셈데 다보잡잖아. 수보 가르치시래.
So if you are able to watch your mind and control your mind, then you can do whatever you want with your body. The body all follows its mind, one's mind.
제가 나도 셈을 제거면은 제거 말이야. 셈을 제거는 셈을 제거래. 제가 셈데 빼는 것이 뭐래.
So we will do if the mind says we do this, right? If we will not do if the mind doesn't say we'll do this, so mind says not to do that, we will not do that, right? So, so mind controls the body. And so therefore, it is very important to watch our mind.
Okay, it's not talking about 내가도 출국해서 말이야. 내 출국해서는 말이야. 남준이 대체거든.
Again, it's not anything about the religion only. So it's general. In general, that's how we should be. We should watch our mind when we're alone.
나도 출국하나 콘트롤마사세 쓰지거든. 콘트롤마사세지거든.
Like in religion, in teaching, we talk about not getting angry. It says, do not get angry.
가르쳐내렸나 고르나 결혼하지 왜 말이야. 결혼한 거 로봇지 왜 말이야. 내 출국해서 말해. 내 시간 담리는 거 다이래.
So why you should not get angry is because if you're angry, you will not be happy, and people around you will not be happy. And so that's nothing to do with religion. It's the reality. Whether you believe in religions or not, that's how it is. So it is nothing to do with only with religions.
Okay, 어디지? 아니 상말이야 이거를 같이 째봐고 그랬어. 소수 고유의 영역이 다 샘제 상마 조미 상마를 째봐고 그랬어.
And should have affection or loving kindness towards all to all the people around oneself.
근데 째봐서 여와이나 아니 딱 고대오잖아. 파트와지는 취째봐. 파준이가 째봐는 tum보요 그랬어.
So if you have affection, towards others, then others will have the same kind of affection towards you. And if you have affection with each other, then you get along and will be happy.
아니 샴세세디 메다 미버로 파도 잘 맞춰가기 잘라 충분히 글로 잡으려 샴세하고요나 아니 시대하고요 아니 요다요 말에 아니 직질이야 로바치래.
So if you have the loving kindness and compassion, then that's like a glue, to bring people, together with each other, and then you will be happy. You will have peace of mind, and you will not get into fight with each other.
제자 장도 변했다 실로고 샘제 말아서 메기 답보마 샘비가 실로고 샘제다 마다 부근 아메기 ጸ와디 보죠 보양 아마라 딱다 샤바까지 가위 가와 세고다가 되게 전에 아마라 잡이 쳤다 잡아까지 아마라 이시지월 때네 아니지 가리 가디나 강에로 온 아마사바 중도가 통도와 제자 샴세 샴바다 ጸ와 야만나 파도 주절라 아니 지금 샘메 가와데 요바이나 아니
And so just like the loving kindness and compassion or care between mother and son, like if the mother, because the mother has so much compassion and love and care about the son, and then son has similar or believes in mother, right, and feels the affection for mother, and therefore, whenever the son have problem, will run, towards mother, and then the mother will be able to help. So then there will be no problem like that. So that's just an example.
Therefore, before you guys go out of public, are you guys in the morning or wherever get up, go to the bathroom, look at the mirror, like what's here, put here. You try best, right? You guys looking at everyone? It's exactly the same before you start talking, start doing things. Check your own mind. What's his plan? What's his plan? This is how to check yourself, okay? Same as 소소 쉐고나 가세 따기와 대나이 소소 사람 따고 니마치 조소 쉐고를 가세 따기고 다 조소 람다 보이샤 되세요 뭐로.
So just like you look at in the mirror, to see yourself, to see your outside, the appearance, and you should look in your mind also. So how many times a day do you guys look in the mirror? Maybe you guys are too busy studying, you don't have a time to look in the mirror.
Right? 2 times, 3 times. If you're a business person, you have to look all the time, right? You have to go public, just make sure you're. But you guys, especially in here, the students are very focused on study. Maybe they have not much time to, make up or, things to do. But at least we do every day once, right? At least once, right? Do we watch our own mind? I think so. What mind said, we just follow that. We say, oh, what are you thinking? What are you going to plan to go? You have to do like that. This is how to.
So that's how you check, how you do the self-reflection, of your mind.
Okay, second question.
Another question.
Because you already write down, you're very hard working, therefore we get discussion, okay? Yeah.
Okay, what to do when confronted with violence?
Okay. Tate chana kare miji da soso nyamdara da charanga mata ji miji pigela tuwaja te kiyo kare ko shagyo.
Ale, 소소라 강게 쳐봐다 미시다니 강게 쳐도 벌어.
chana da kare chana tewa de ni koyar ba. Ena miji soso la tuwaja ba te ko shagyo da yamna charanga thonga ji miji pigela tuwaja te tel ti ko shagyo.
So when you say confronted by violence, are you talking about someone coming to be violent with you, or someone outside there, 2 people being violent with each other?
Let's say someone attacks you with words.
소소라 다들 카드 잡았어.
Best to run away.
너가 제가 유미들었어.
If they physically just run away. At the moment, I'm serious. One time, His Holiness give the public talk. Someone asked the same question. He said, just run away. It's not means you give up. Because that just run away. Then the other person also calm down. Then you can explain. Right? We're not angry 24 hours, right? Even we got some met other person, like you got like classmates, if you get met maybe first section, then maybe second, maybe you don't much feeling, then you can explain. And therefore, first is physically just run away. If like emails, text message, before you send, just think about it. Usually what we always say, think, oh, he did, she did, they did. We always complain others, right? Because I'm angry because they make me angry. They make me angry, right? We say, but she makes me angry. He makes me angry. Yeah, okay, yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir. But according to Buddhism, if that's simple. Some of them shiva ina me pajawa tambo nga pidi kurolang kusam kuno yo mare.
But if you really think about it, then the other person who we blame, saying that, oh, that person made me angry, that person doesn't have any intention to make you angry.
Example, have you made other people angry? Yeah. Do you have the motivation? Today I want to make my friend get mad. Do you have the motivation?
When I was younger.
I think we don't have the guy. But I don't think before we don't have, if you already have some, problem, then you are, of course, secondary. Firstly, usually we don't have how we talk, how the other person's situation, then get mad, problem to come, right? Sometimes husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend get fighted, but they're not planning to fight. Or maybe the husband's very hard working all day, or maybe the wife's work very hard day, or the husband or wife just lay down there, they don't make the food or something, and the sinks all dishes there, then the husband or who come there get mad. There's not motivation to harm. Take the example. Other person also not taught to make me that. You understand that, you accept that, That's solve problem. The physically just better to run away. Okay? Okay, then
Okay, one similar to, I think, the first one, how to do inner work on ourselves.
yeah, this I think we already explained. Just always awareness yourself. Usually we investigation for others. He's doing that, she's doing that, they're doing that. And we don't investigation ourselves. We need to investigation or checking our own motivation and actions. Usually we think our actions best, that action is the worst. We don't really check our own actions. Therefore, always your motivation, action. And also try to, check the result. If I do that action, how that work. If I have the motivation, how that work. Usually we say we need to be confident to do things, but we need to really skillful check. Okay? Then
How to be alone with ourselves, or solitude.
take it.
다 엠바가 됐던 걸 쓰고 그래. 소소소소.
Go to the Vermont. Here, city, how can we do that? Right? Just go to the mountain. Why mountain? Go on the top that nobody bothers you. Feel like that? Anyway, usually we say, people think, when telling them, 아니 지금 사쿠조로 로게 상당도 대문에 레면도 왼바도 수수 샘도 다보지나 왼바 차다래.
So how to be alone, is usually it says how do you isolate yourself. We think like, oh, we have to go to a very isolated, remote place where there'll be nobody around, to bother us. But that's not the case. That's of course for the beginners, who cannot control your mind. But if you are able to control your mind, then you are being, same as being in isolation.
생각도 계획을 수도 주보 제조라 계획을 주보 시도를 로바스지 태요 말해.
We have nobody, with us when we were born. We have nobody when we die. So we have nobody to, like be around us at those times.
제가 안에 지금 가지 수수 샘 다보자도나 수수 두고 주보도 강행 태 말아.
And so if one is able to control one's mind, then we will have no difficulties, dealing, even if there are so many people around us.
아니 아무나 로조야 보자. 로조 짜자 제대로는 뒤져주는 라고 말해.
Or you should maybe engage, fully in studies. If you do that, then you will have no time, to mingle with others.
Like me, I'm not saying I'm good. I'm like alone myself 24 hours. Or I've got like 2 hours here, that something. But most I'm and I learn myself. But I don't feel I'm lonely. I'm not have to learn lonely because always to do something. It's not necessary. I'm not meditation 24 hours. No, I'm not read something one thing to all 24, but there's always something to do. But I'm nothing to show. I've done that. But you guys go to physically, you go job every day. You say, I'm done this much today, right? But my jobs are not like that. Therefore, always, to do something physically, mentally. Therefore, not time to lonely. Lonely or alone? How you say?
Alone.
Well, this is solitude or alone.
Yeah, alone. Therefore, if you feel that I can, I'm able to stay like that. I think that way. I'm able to sit like by myself. I don't have any feel to I'm lonely. I have always things to do. Therefore, you can study meditation. You can meditation try to 2 hours one day. This I'm not talking about you guys. Just usually, doing something makes you able to learn yourself. If you try to not always depend for others. Usually, money 지나가 나도 제일 맞대만 용마단 수수 제도와도 수수 제고래.
So usually, of course, we have to depend on others. we cannot just survive without depending on others. But there are certain things that we can do by ourselves, so we should do it by ourselves.
Okay. Did I question you guys answers? Did I question you guys answers? I hope so something. But nobody can.
Did I answer your question?
Or did I answer your questions? My English is very good. But my English, I didn't study the through book. I just pick up here a little bit, pick up here a little bit, pick up here a little bit. Even as come here 15 years. 15, still I'm not reading English. I can speak, therefore English is not good, okay? You need to accept that. You guys say, comes to Austrian University, plan to come here, he talked for something else, but he taught you his own broken English, we don't understand. Then you don't get anything. Not accept. There are some people speak really broken English because you guys are on a college, really good education college. Your English is perfect. Maybe you don't see much to the broken English speaking. I think broken English is most of the working place. You guys know working, right? Therefore, you don't see the landscapers, housekeepers, those things, speaking very broken English, like me, immigrations. You guys study that, you didn't hear that, you think, still there are some people broken English. But I'm the one, therefore, you have to accept that, okay? Thank you. It give me a little bit, Okay, other question?
The last one was how to view our relationships with others.
What do you mean that? Who write that questions? You write? What do you mean that? You mean your friends or your family or your community? What? That's good. Therefore, the kind of kadina susu chetan de kundun tumbachi sede, and then yakshuchire.
So just like the advice from Dom Tumpa, at the beginning, it says, whatever you do, do the things that accord with others. That accord with others means like that get along with others. So that's important. That's how you should view your relation to others.
Like maybe your guru has maybe 5 people, right? 5 people, we say. Maybe 3 people, same idea, you're different. Just give up. Follow that. Some people are very strong, their own view. If that doesn't go my way, I'm not for you. Not like that. Right? Some people, this is my only way. If you don't follow that, I'm not support. Then your community is broken. Therefore, in order to strong community, like you say, okay, which one's better? You guys think. 5 fingers, which one's better? You sure? Okay, without depending
on one of the fingers.
Okay, they board there. That board we don't board there is chichada. Do shamba the maten they call board chichada.
You try to lift a ball that like without depending on one of the fingers, just by 4 fingers.
Able to?
With 4 fingers?
Yeah, no, without 4 fingers. Can you pick up any fingers or even any this thumb here without touch, without a letter? Can you? You okay?
Just 1 finger?
Yeah, just one finger.
Just 1 finger.
Yeah,
Pick it up.
yeah, this is better, all right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, then you have to pick up some ball. Ball or chichada. That would be not ball. Okay, here, ball. Okay, pick up this. Pick up that without. They kaja lakpa dozola. They zonga da. Dalam Reva Magu no Korga Chadas.
Zugujibugi.
Yeah, the Chibogi.
Yeah,
Okay.
so can you lift it up with one finger without depending on others? Other finger.
Can I throw?
Sure.
I think it's 40 times. Okay, I put here.
I pick it up.
Yeah, pick up without touching the ones. Okay. Oh, good. Yeah, 가면 내려도 잡도. 내려도 잡도.
So you have to depend on the other finger, right?
Other no finger that thumb here.
Palm.
Del palm. You have to depend the palm, right?
Yeah.
If you hold like here, you don't have to depend palm. Like here, you can hold like that. Therefore, I means not only the fingers and the pointer, palm,
Palm.
right? It needs to depend for palm. 제가 간지 될 빼죠, 간지. 너도 참아 냠루 제나 간지 내가 가는데 제도도.
So if all the fingers get along, come together, then you can do anything you want, right? You can pick up anything you want.
Okay, this is an example, okay, but you're good. Therefore, community is a healthy community to work good if too strong our own view. Because I really told you have 5 people, 3 people, same direction, just follow that. And also support that, not just follow. Okay, if you like do it, I'm not against, I'm not supporting all of that. You have to also go with them. Then you want better day. Yeah, therefore, healthy community, healthy family, healthy relationship, friends is very important to always support each other. It's not just have to my idea. It has to go my way. It doesn't work. This is a way to always problem, right? Like, with small issues make the big deal and start problems. Okay? Which is done, right?
That's-
Okay. Any other questions? Yes.
Get along with our. How do you get along with that?
Got so?
Yeah, 고마워.
Use a little loud. Bob, you got it?
Yeah,
Say a
You-
little loud.
we might be able to get along with the laws most of the time like we have now, but what if we're in Nazi Germany where the laws are not just or harmful to others?
Got so?
맞아, 단다 팀들 맞아, 팀님도 맞아, 뛴 투그래서. 팀부 채투그래서. 이나다 팀 코너 독자인 반에 빼는 나지기 팀다고. right? 나 German 나지기 팀다고 이나. 그냥 거 가르쳐 맞아, 팀부 채고. 들라 맞아, 때는 팀 코너 독자 알았어.
Oh, this is a very good question. Good question. I have to make more clear. 제가 좀 강할 뛰지라게 말이야. 그지? 좀 야보도 뛰라면야. 좀 도와서 그냥 뛰라고 말이야.
So yeah, no, of course, we're not talking about every kind of law, So if it's a good law, then you follow that. If not good law, then of course, should not follow that.
제가 아니, 어때요? 사람도 이제 인심지 틈 이제 탕말 키우지라고 말이야. 간지 이제는 만해와. 아니, 랑라 팬백 틈이나 틈도 좀 오래. 틈도야 틈도 틈바지 말나.
So the law has to be lawful, It's not just any kind of the rules, but has to be lawful, which is like a law that's for the benefit of oneself and others. So if it's that kind of law, then of course you should follow that. But if it's harmful, if it's a law that harms others, then you should not follow that.
아니, 틈도 약간 직대는 틈바지 보고 와.
Yeah, so of course the law has to be in accordance, with the moral disciplines, like of the worldly people. Yeah.
제가 미카젤라고 했나. 담블레야 시단기 마쇼도 마토니 제나 마토도 약쇼레스. 마쇼도 마토니 샤와이나 마토도 약쇼레스.
And like in general, people say, you know, like the, what do you call that, communism, and then what's the other one? Karsa? Democracy?
Democratic.
Mara, democracy, Mara, Karsa.
Maso.
Manzora. What's the other one? The communism and?
Democracy.
Democracy, right?
Democracy, yeah.
Yeah. So
And
among these two,
democracy,
so which one of you would say is good?
also
In
Lana
general,
Chinata,
people would say democracy is good, right?
you know, that democracy, the Yakshu River, they were Yashu come, you're counted. That Tandekalan, Tele Haji, Chitin to Rayomari.
But democracy is the best. You know, it's not necessarily the best. Also, it has a lot of problems in that also, right? But in general, we can't find better than that at this time.
제가 대노, 제가 양쪽을 첨가가 찍거나 양 첨 여자도 키지라게 말고.
So yeah, I mean, you know, whatever is the law, you know, in that country, you know, if that is the law that's beneficial to others, then of course you should follow that. If not beneficial, then doesn't mean that you have to follow all of the laws.
Okay. 제가 간도 남비 주나라 가디나야 skillful. 따지하고 제래 된내가 자요래.
And also we talk about being skillful, you know, in Buddhism, means like, you know, analyzing yourself, you know, checking whether it's good or not, whether it's beneficial or not.
Okay. Any other questions you guys have? Any questions for the college kids? Do you like to something to share? Or you got a thought? How that we discussion this here today? I'm not really go to really deeply for the Buddhism way, right? Didn't talk. I just talked to like general how to keep things. Now you go to maybe Buddhism way. It's not really against to the our daily things activity, but we think also these religions. But here, what we study these things is not one thing that we study religion, Buddhism. The one thing is not religion, is talk about reality. Especially these days we study the Guide to the Bodhisattva Way, and one of the Indian master, he wrote the one book. It has 10 chapters. We go to chapter 6, is how to patient. He said, why we need patience? This is caution, right? Therefore, in order to peace, we need to patient. Without patience, we cannot make the peace, right? This is like a reality. We talk about that, okay? Any no questions? Yes.
How do you forgive others?
This is you have to understand the reality. Not just okay, yes, you did. Kana ngi tangi chilai ba. Mi pajo wa de kona ya mari mishi mo be wa de chen de cheware. There should accept chetwa na forgive chetwa.
So just like I mentioned earlier, you know, like when somebody, you know, irritates you or makes you angry, doesn't do it intentionally. Just like you don't do that, you know, intentionally with others, they don't do it intentionally with you either. So when you understand that and you accept that, then it will be easier to forgive others.
It's difficult, right? Yeah. It's why we not changed the Mig shiga de kadene jawata to mo karna jawata de pe kale khawo yo that they tang to yo mari.
So if we are able to think that, oh, he did it out of ignorance, without knowing, and unintentionally like that, then it's easier, you know. But you know, it's very difficult for us to, you know, think it that way because we are so used to thinking that, oh, he did it intentionally, you know. So making that change is very difficult for us, and therefore it becomes difficult to accept or forgive in that way.
So mishiba mariba se de meba so yesare.
So what do you think about the ignorance, you know, or not knowing? Can it be eliminated?
What do you think?
I don't think completely.
Okay, we can do a little bit.
I think we're all given and there will always be things we're ignorant of.
Yeah, that's true. In a teacher, you when the chana longa kap the tande kap chana chana ki jala ya mariba momba te jasha te bar jana 롱아다 다니지 저와는 자샤 가지 자주 좀 매워서 살아.
So yeah, it is possible, like the more knowledge you gain, then more ignorance, will be eliminated. Like 5 years ago and now, like in between that time, you have gained so much knowledge, right? And that much in ignorance you have eliminated.
Do you know how you driving? 제자 못했다 머시면 뭐만 매워 차다래.
So you have eliminated the ignorance of not knowing how to drive.
Okay. Do you know how you dancing? Therefore, dancing 제 마셔 뭐만 세다. 미삼이 식 말해.
So you have eliminated the ignorance of not knowing how to dance, because so many people don't know how to dance.
Are you from China?
I'm from Canada, but my parents are from China.
Do you speak Chinese?
Yeah.
대다 남돌라 재밌게 미시면 몸바래 모델에 저런 때 몸바래 저런 세살에.
So I have that ignorance, of not knowing Chinese language, right? But you have eliminated that ignorance because you know Chinese language.
제자 직시나 대미시 몸바래 세려고.
So when you know one, then you have eliminated the ignorance of not knowing that.
제자 남도 시바 남도 로존아야 나가지 로존 체는 나가 체험을 세미도 왔어.
So there's no limit, to our knowledge, right? Who can say, oh, I have this much or that much, or I can, complete when I'm done this much. You can't. There's no limit to knowledge.
Right? Do that limit? We can study only this much. Not right. As much as we want. 제자 남도 담블래야 시 마태야겠네. 지요 말.
So there isn't anything that cannot be known in this world. You can know everything.
제가 남도지 너무 말이 몸바처럼 매웠어요.
And so therefore we can, because you can know everything, therefore you can eliminate, the ignorance completely.
제가 가디 사마시는 데라 상제라는 거.
And then in Buddhism, when somebody knows everything, then that's called fully enlightened being.
Okay? I like that, okay? Are you where are you from?
Yeah.
That you speak your own language, right? Therefore, we don't speak your language. We are ignorant that. You're not ignorant that. I'm Tibetan. Tashi Dalai. You guys know? It's Tibetan. But you guys also ignorant that. But I'm not ignorant that. Ignorant means knowledge is something like something heavy behind something like that. Annoying things. Right? Therefore, we, according to Buddhism, we say, we don't know, we follow ignorance. Then it means for us suffering. Therefore, we always follow our own mind. Our mind follow the ignorance, then always mistakes. Then we stop the problems. Like that. Okay? I think we stop that. Hopefully you can get some more idea. But these things, you not just switch off on. You have to investigation, study, the meditation. The meditation means the two ways, analytical meditation and concentration. In order to concentrate, you need to analytical means. You need to check thinking. If it really work, it's true. Then if you really follow, you can concentration that. Okay? Okay, guys, here. This is our talk. I think we finish here. We didn't go to our text. Okay, now we stop. Thank you.
Turn to page 39 of the prayer book, please. For my two collections of after space that I have amassed from working with them at this practice. All those lives, if I could not reach this state, I'd be held passion all my life. May I find the best of created of teachings, and may I complete all like practicing. Be skillful, be strong, by the strong forces of compassion. May I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I have discerned. May I hold Buddha's teachings for a very long time. My heart going out with great passion in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread, or once spread have been mine. May I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounty. This deeds emerge for a long time. By integrated course to enlighten, complete, do the wondrous conduct of the Buddhas and their children. May all human and non-human beings feel limited and mercy. May peace and practicing as part of their lives from the purest path by the Buddhas. Whenever someone is active or it knows by across red. In that snow mountain circle man, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord and Yaso Shenri, they may in some sin. Tom me, Page 49, long life, Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Upsum cha chin chong ko. Spirit always meet with teachers. Your form and body is all, since your nature is that of God. You are the root of the three jewels. In short, I see the for are you from birth and thus to become your chief disciple, holding every secret of your body, speech, and mind. Oh, protector, please grant that all be auspicious, foremost among your very first circle of disciples, wherever you manifest. That all my temporal and human wishes without exception effortlessly does. That all my lives never separated. May I enjoy the magnificent honor By completing the qualities of the stages of past, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Furthermore, in life after life, may I pleasing and return, be forever fostered by accomplishing my own spiritual master, the source of every virtue of this world and beyond. May I acquire him of her unshakable faith, pleasing him by every means possible, doing nothing even for an instant. And my spiritual master in to me every instruction and every teaching. Have understood them closely and practice them. That I never even for a moment fall under the sway of my teachers and misleading. Gathered by the bodies, you are the solid ground and for the purest and highest enlightenment. Page 57, where's dedication? Through this virtue, may I swiftly have engaged through this state, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. May it where unborn arise, and where born never decline, but increase evermore. Page 75.
Thank you, Rowan. Thank you. Who was there? 3 years, now forgot. Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you.